Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Force here, and today we'll be checking out Afterfall InSanity, the Dirty Arena Edition. Now Afterfall InSanity was a post-apocalyptic third-person survival horror game that launched in November of 2011. The Dirty Arena Edition is a standalone version of that game's wave-based survival mode. So they essentially took the Horde mode from Afterfall InSanity, and then just put it off into its own separate thing that they're selling now on Steam. Here in this video, I'm going to show you guys some gameplay and give you my initial thoughts and impressions here on this game, if I guess that's what we want to call it, and I can save you a bunch of time. It's kind of bad. So let's hop right into things. First of all, I sort of want to recreate my initial experience playing this game. So what you just saw, we went from the main menu right on into the gameplay, and this is the exact spot that you'll start off in as well if you pick up the game. It's the first, essentially the first arena. So they start you off with not even a hint as to what you're supposed to do. There is nothing even bearing resemblance to a tutorial. Now, some people may say that that's great, and I guess I understand the notion of, yeah, trying to learn things by just experiencing them, but it was really frustrating to get thrown right into this arena and have no idea what I was doing. So I was thinking, okay, well, obviously, you know, I move around with WASD, and then I started left-clicking. I'm like, all right, so that's to swing my weapon. Fantastic. So I'm going to try to recreate my initial experience here. These guys came charging at me, and I'm just like, all right, well, let me start swinging at them, try to kill someone here. And just like bare bones swinging at someone, you're going to get constantly just overwhelmed by these guys swinging 3 waves at you. So then I'm thinking, all right, there's got to be some sort of a dodge. Let me hit, space bar and shift, and then eventually I realized, all right, so there's a dodge. That's going to make it a little bit easier. So let me just try to dodge around these guys and see what we can do. And just, try to dodge around them and engage in some combat. And then you just get hit from the side like this, and able to get a few of them, but what basically happened was the first time I played this, because there was no tutorial to speak of, I had no idea what the controls were. I died a good, just like this, I died a good, I don't know, 10 times in a row. And the worst part about it is that you have to reload the checkpoint every time. Now, intuitively, I would think, all right, so they're just going to throw me right back in the arena at the very start, right? No, they bring you back to that side room where you've got to go through the process of picking up your weapon again. You've got to go through this forced little cutscene of running into the arena. This is completely directed from the fence forward. And then you gotta wait for them to run out again. I was like, are you serious? So every time I died, because there was no indication of how to play this game, they throw you right into arena. Every time I died, I had to go through that process that you just saw over and over again. So I got super annoyed, and then I'm like, all right, let me try to figure this out here. Went into options, took a look at the controls, figured out the basics of the game, and it's, pretty simple. WASD, there's a walk and a dodge. There's a kick. You can bring up a radar, I guess. There's the ability to toggle in a direct fight, basically targeting one specific person. All this stuff, whatever. Reload, pistol, rifle, melee weapon. Okay, that all sounds absolutely fantastic to me. So once I figured that stuff out, I went back after dying about 10 times and having to go through that whole scene over and over again, just about pulling my hair out at that point. So as soon as I figured out, all right, so now I got the controls. Since the game's not giving me a tutorial, I figured, all right, well, now that I know what to do, and I ended up going on the Steam forums, and you will not believe the entire Steam forums, literally like every other thread, is something like, this game is stupidly difficult. So I ended up finding out that you can basically put your mace to this fire. Now mind you, no tutorial or no indication in-game that this is a possibility, but through the Steam forums I found out that, hey, I can set my mace on fire, and then I can use that, I can go ahead and blow these barrels up. I can use that fire to one-hit the enemies, essentially. And it required the Steam forums for me to actually learn how to play this game, which, that's just a little bit ridiculous that was absolutely necessary for me. And you're gonna say, I know this is what I would say if I was watching this video, listening to a commentator talk about this. Well, maybe if you weren't so bad, or maybe if you weren't such a noob, you would have figured it out. Or, well, I agree, all right? Yeah, you're right. Maybe if I wasn't such a noob, I would have figured it out easier. But the truth is, this sentiment about this game's difficulty and the lack of tutorial was echoed, like I said, consistently throughout the Steam forums. And I think the worst part of all and the most frustrating part about this game is just how clunky and just outright bad the controls are. Now, you've been able to see me, basically, this is from an hour and a half of playing through this one, mind you, this one arena. I've spent an hour and a half playing through just to figure out how to easily dispatch of all these groups, which is why you're seeing me right now pretty handily take care of these groups. But without, the fact that it's taken me that long to figure out this first round, and I haven't even completed the first round yet. I'm not gonna pretend I'm a pro MLG gamer who's the best at every single game that he plays, but I'm pretty good. Like, I'm a pretty decent player. I'm pretty competent. And this is just, it's not hard because it's challenging. It's hard because the controls are poor. So let's talk about those controls. We're gonna go through the scene again so we can get up at the start. So you saw I pull out the control menu. It's pretty simple with the WASD movement. You've got left mouse button to go ahead and swing your attack. Right mouse button is a block, but it's sort of, I don't know, it's not that great because you still take damage. And then I've got a dodge and a run and a kick. And really, in terms of the combat, that's basically it. The problem is there's this, you know, I'm able to dodge, but you're still getting, because you're getting swarmed with these multiple guys, it doesn't end up really doing too much a lot of the time. And then we've got this, it's so strange to me that they make these guys so incredibly difficult, but then you set your mace on fire and it's a one-hit kill for them. It's like two complete extremes that goes from killing these guys incredibly difficult and taking forever to, oh, set your mace on fire and it's very easy. It's just, I don't know, it doesn't move very smoothly. The reaction to input is pretty slow, and it's not a good game. And I can't believe, I mean, this isn't even, and don't even think that this is like a standalone mini campaign. It's just this, like, you're seeing this arena. This is what this entire game consists of, these types of arena fights. All right, so we got these barrels here, so I can use these to blow these guys up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run over here. Oh boy, see, now I clipped into that barrel. The guy ended up being able to hit me as a result. And then what I'm trying to do is just set these barrels on fire. Okay, well, just walked into an exploding barrel, so that's fine. So this game, the Dirty Arena edition of Afterfall InSanity, it's cheap. It runs for $3.99. But what it consists of is 6 encounters with 6 mini bosses and then 3 boss fights. So this is one encounter. You're seeing this wave 1 of 5. So this is one of the 6 encounters in the game. Now I think I made it to, I personally have made it to wave 5 of 5 here, except I haven't killed the last guy, who would be one of the mini bosses. And then what I'm assuming happens is that in between, so there's this wave of 5, then there'll be another wave of 5, and then a boss fight. Each 5-wave round consisting of a mini boss, and then after 2, you're gonna get a full-on boss fight. But I can't imagine I'm gonna play this long enough to actually get there, because it's just, even though it's a cheap experience, and, you know, while it starts off incredibly ridiculously difficult because of the lack of tutorial, I don't think it's unmanageable. Like, it seems manageable to me. I mean, again, I've made it to the last round here after almost an hour of, or rather, excuse me, after like 10 rounds of complete failure and frustration. I've made it to the last thing, but I don't know. It's just, this is not fun. And it seems like it's pretty limited in terms of the content. Like, it really doesn't seem like there's that much content in it. So these guys over here, they keep throwing barrels, and eventually there'll be a flaming one. And if you can set it up so those guys are standing there when that happens, then you get that joyous experience right there that you just saw. All right, so we're gonna have, that's a non-flaming one. We've got some super guy coming over here. And then there's the flaming one, so I'm gonna run by him and hopefully he gets hit with that. Yes, he did, so that's that round. How difficult was that? And then we're gonna get some more of these, and I'm gonna try to just go like this and then try to dodge out of the way. Although I still am close enough to get hit. I don't know, I was excited because I actually heard that Afterfall InSanity was pretty good. I said, oh, maybe this will be a little fun, you know, mini game sort of experience. But no, this is just completely frustrating, and I don't think it's even worth the $4. As small of a price as that is, I don't even think it's worth that. But if you would like to try this out for the asking price of $4, once again, there are 6 encounters, 6 mini bosses, 3 boss fights, no health regeneration, as you've noticed, and there's also like environmental elements like those barrels that cause explosions. But good lord, I would say save your $4 and maybe, you know, wait to get something else and use that $4 towards it. I just can't, I cannot recommend this game even in the slightest. I try to find really good aspects of each game, and I try to find a situation where I think someone would want to play a certain game, but I just can't really find that here. So thank you guys for joining me. Once again, this has been Force checking out Afterfall InSanity's Dirty Arena Edition. Just all sorts of bad for $4. I guess if you really like wasting money, then you can give that a shot. But we're gonna give this one last go here. I'm gonna try to get to round 5 with you guys. I don't think it's going to happen, but what the frick? Are you serious? Oh, my flame thing ran out. Over here. Get away from me, please. Alright, watch this. Every time I still get caught aflame. It is horrendous. I kick you. Come on. Oh, damn it. I'm gonna try blocking. Watch this. So it knocks him back a little bit, but I still take pretty decent damage. So I don't know. It's a pretty big waste of money. No doubt about that. Alright, here comes this idiot. Coming. Where's the flaming barrel? That's not flaming. There it is. Ha ha ha. Sucker. Alright guys, we're doing it here. We got this. Not really. Just... Come on, damn it. Flame in a barrel. Not even close to hitting those guys. Alright, forget this.